Hello, everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the Practical Numerologist, coming at you with your monthly forecast. So if you're new to numerology, I always do this a little bit of a moment right before we start because it is important. If you're new to numerology, welcome. And yet, if you are not familiar with your personal year number in numerology, I ask you to please take one moment, head over to FeliciaBender.com, click on monthly forecast. There is a calculator there that will calculate your personal year number for you. There's also, if you look down in the description box, a very brief, very, very simple way to calculate that because these forecasts are based on the personal year number in numerology. They are not based on the life path number. Okay, so those are two entirely different things in numerology. We just want to make sure you're at the right place at the right time, listening to the correct forecast. And I also want to say that I feel somewhat compelled to start out these forecasts by making an observation here. And that is that it's been a rather intense and butt-kicking eclipse season for those of you who are astrologically inclined, even those of you who are not, even though, I don't know, if you're listening to a numerology video, more than likely you're keeping track of the astrological currents as well. So October was really intense in terms of the eclipses. Things are going on. Going on in the world, going on in our personal lives in a very intense fashion. So October was just a very transitional, transformational time that we're all kind of still reeling from and benefiting from. And yet it can be a lot. That's all I'm trying to say. So it really doesn't even matter what personal year you're experiencing right now. It is going to feel like a lot. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, how did that shake out for you, or how is it continuing to shake out for you in terms of eclipse season? There was a lot of Libra energy in there, a lot of relationship stuff going on across the board. So if that's something you faced in October, basically the only reason I'm bringing this up is because you are not alone. You're not alone at all. We're all going, is anyone else noticing it here, that there's a lot going on? Yes, we are all noticing it. Those of us who are noticing it are noticing it. So I really feel it's extremely important to seek out insightful, supportive information that supports all of us in making the most out of these experiences that we're having. And sometimes that simply means knowing that you're not the only one who might be a bit up against it right now and not know why. So now you know why. So I feel like it's really, truly paradigm shifting right now in the world. This is made volatile by the world events that we are experiencing, looking at all of this, right? And so I just want to say that that you and I and we all have this community of like-minded folks who are really working on it in some way, shape, or form, working on evolving your personal consciousness so that it can reverberate out. However you might personally define that. Right. So as of November, if you are in a 1 personal year, November is a 3 personal month. So you got the 3 energy, the 3 vibe coming at you. And the reflection for you right now is that this really is a month to tap into your inner optimist and focus on expressing yourself with authenticity. I was going to say with authenticity and authentically. So I made up a new word, authenticity. So take it as it comes. So authenticity, that is a key concept for you this month. So it is a month to tap into the inner optimist. And as I talked about at the beginning of this video, that might be a little challenging right now with all the stuff going on. So it's really a matter of stepping back and not being Pollyanna, not being superficial, not riding the surface, and yet being able to look at a problem and be more solution oriented in a more positive, proactive way. It's also a time where you are where you're really being drawn to and supported with focusing on expressing yourself in the most authentic way. The 3 is about communication, creative self-expression, emotional sensitivity. You're probably going to be getting a lot of the feels, a lot of the feelies this month. Okay, just be ready. Just be ready for it. So November is the perfect month to get maybe some of that pre-holiday groove on. The 3 can be very fun. It really asks you to get out, get social, express yourself, be creative, all those great things. And what a better time to have this energy at the ready for you than in November. If you're in the US, you've got Thanksgiving going on, holidays. If you're elsewhere in the world, this is pre-holiday time, all kinds of stuff going on in November as we're getting ready for the winter months, for the holidays, for all this celebration. So have at it. This is a month to really prep, to really do that kind of thing. It's a great time to really enjoy yourself with friends, large, small gatherings. Tap into that sense of fun. Get a little sense of lightness, because once again, I think it's been a little bit heavy. So if you can bring any lightness, any playfulness, that is really going to be right in line with the energy for you for the month. You might even find yourself, I don't know, hosting a party, throwing a party. If there's ever a time where you can channel your host or hostess with the mostess vibe, it is now. It is in November. So the key terms, key phrases here: optimism, communication, and networking, really socializing. It's really highlighted for you in November. So the 3, the energy of the month that you're experiencing right now, is all about self-improvement on some levels. So I even think of it not so much self-improvement, because to me that has kind of a strange negative connotation, like there's something wrong, there's something to be improved upon. And rather think of it, rather than that there's something that you got to do better, think of it more as an opportunity to clear away some of the debris that is plugging up the flow in whatever way it might be in your life. And what I mean by that is the 3, again, to go back to that key word at the beginning here, authenticity. Where have you strayed from your authentic nature? Where have you strayed from communicating authentically, from being yourself, from knowing yourself authentically? So those things can come up very, very directly in November for you. It may be pushing the envelope maybe to suggest that your best line of action for November is going to be in garnering every ounce of optimism, it's the 3 is the number of joy, of self-expression, of an inspiration, right? So these are things that you could grapple with or be really riding the wave on this month. It's really the attitude that can carry you forward and through the end of the year. All right. In order to maintain your sanity, you might opt for focusing on some lighter elements of life right now. It really is a good time to enjoy all things community related, connecting, whatever that means to you, whatever that feels like to you. You might even take the lead, organize some get-togethers. You are in your one personal year after all. You might bring your unique version of fun, creativity into the mix. Just tap into it, right? Get I don't know, throw caution to the wind and do it. Focus on bringing enjoyment. This is a time where you're like, what do I enjoy? What brings me pleasure? November offers you a really wonderful canvas from which to cultivate all things large and small that do, bring you that sense of gratification, that happiness, satisfaction, kind of that warm fuzzy, right? So as we're all continuing to learn, it really is the small things. It's the small stuff, right, that matters, and finding happiness, or at least a feeling of being okay. Definitely gratitude, right? Gratitude for who you are, what you've become, and where you're going, right? Don't want to be too corny about it, but it really is, what is it? What's the saying? You can't, if you hold an attitude of gratitude, or if you feel grateful and have gratitude for things continuously on a day, on a daily basis, you can't hold fear. You can't hold anger. They're mutually exclusive. So when you can bring in the gratitude, it overpowers the other stuff. So it's always just kind of a good thing to think about. It's like when you're feeling crappy, go, what truly am I grateful for? And it could be just that you have food in the refrigerator. It could be that you care about keeping your body healthy. It could be that you have great friendships. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but make that mental list. It can really override the other stuff. So it's also time where you need to be extra careful about how you communicate and what you communicate, and how, and be extra sensitive, and you will be with this energy, extra sensitive about how people are communicating with you. So I would say on your end, check your sources more than once. Don't be the source of misinformation, right? Gossip, that sort of thing. You got to really clean it up, be a little bit squeaky clean about your communication and what it is you're communicating this month, because it'll come back to bite you. If you aren't. The 3 has a tendency to do that. That energy of it will come back at you. So just be impeccable, and always be thinking about, okay, if I'm talking about someone, could I actually say this in front of them? And if I can't, probably shouldn't be saying it, right? So or how would I feel if the roles were reversed? And I found out that my friend was saying this, something about me or whatever, again, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And yet it's really a heightened level of that this month for you. So clear, honest, authentic communication is needed and will be tested all month long. So it's also a time to really enjoy the arts in whatever form that you might love. You might feel moved to, I don't know, if you are a creative, it might be your month to really get out there, maybe take that songwriting course, revamp your blog, maybe commit to that online course you've been putting off. Anything of that nature is really in line with the energy of that playful, creative, curious number 3. So November, it's the time to engage in anything that feeds your creative soul. And there's also going to be opportunities to meet some intriguing people, potentially around November the 9th. Chances are that some of these folks might be the creative types. I'm using the air quotes there. Some people don't like that. They're like, creative types, that sounds, I'm like, no, creatives, the creative people. And, engineers can be creative too. So no one's left out. Just saying, but at this juncture, it's these creative people that you get to enjoy, and that they will add dimension to your conversations, to your interactions in a way that really is expanding for you. You even might find that you kind of run into a few visionaries who have maybe, I don't know, similar business leanings, who want to be, want to partner up, want to know more. Maybe there'll be good contacts in the future. Maybe they can introduce you to a friend of a friend, that sort of thing. Okay. So even though it might be a challenge to shed as much stress as possible, it's time to do so. Tap into your self-care routines, right? A little more meditation, go get that massage, do the energy work. Anything to allow that flow is really imperative for your mental, physical, and emotional health at this time in your very dynamic one personal year. So you can't deny that this really is this turning point year for you, both internally and externally. Again, it's that new beginnings, Genesis, new chapter. I hope that you're really feeling traction around right about now, that you feel more of a sense of clarity, more of a sense of that door opening, and that you kind of feel more more enthusiastic and solid about the direction you're headed, because that's the point of the entire one personal year, is to plant those seeds and get that going. So I hope you're at a place right now that you could never have even envisioned a short 10 months ago, right? Right now, though, many of your business related ventures are likely to be a little bit in hover mode. Okay, don't attempt to force it right now. It's all in the timing. Lots about timing right now. So this is a month to focus on anything relating to spiffing things up. And it's even just physically and emotionally, of course, but in a 3 month, you always get carte blanche to do the surfacey stuff, like go get that manicure and pedicure, go get the facial, redo your hair, your hairstyle, go get a different cut and color. I don't know, go add a few other elements to your wardrobe, that sort of thing. So widen your horizons in whatever way you can. So it's really also a month that is going to bring some emotional stuff up, both the highs and the lows. So just be prepped and ready for it. It's all about figuring out what your emotions are, how and what you're actually feeling. Try that one, right? And then expressing your feelings and telling your truth in a healthy, clear way. Now, that's never going to be easy, and that's a lifelong practice sport, right? And yet this month might bring up a few doozies, or a few more intense opportunities for you to express yourself. It can take many forms, of course. It could be super, I don't know, freeing, or it could be really emotional. There can be some, I don't know, little meltdowns, blockages, or breakthroughs, and probably a combination thereof. And the breakthroughs are obviously the goal here. So you might experience a few of the former in order to get to the other side. We have to have things dissolve. We have to be confronted with things before we can move through them. So the breakthroughs only come when all the what hits the fan. So it might be a fan hitting time for a few little things. Okay, just so you know. So some new business opportunities may come your way around November the 16th. These can hold some distinct possibilities for future development. It's not going to happen right here, right now. And yet again, seed planting, and we only have 2 more months of 2023. Is that possible? But there it is, 8 more weeks of this year. So things are not going to be coming to fruition right away. And yet your focused enthusiasm, your creativity and imagination are really going to make all the difference in brainstorming these ideas and potentially getting your footing around or on to these projects. There can be some important groundwork that's going to be taking place here with these projects if this actually comes to fruition for you right now around November 28th. So be prepared right now. You're in your 1 year. You're going to have to walk the walk and talk the talk. It's no more contemplating that sort of thing. It's a matter of making a decision. It's being more decisive right now. So this is still your year of taking action, planting those seeds that you want to see grow in this next cycle. So when it comes your way, like I just said, if it's a let's do it or let's put it on the shelf, you got to choose. You can't just kind of keep riding the middle ground. So it's decision-making time. So it's a word of caution, though, if there is something you just know you've been avoiding, right? I know, denying, procrastinating about. It could be anything. I'm just going to throw a few examples out there. It could be a divorce. It could be a tweak in your resume. It could be, or your business plan, anything of that nature. If you can gain the resolve to follow through on closing it out or changing it up, telling you right now, this is the time. These next 8 weeks, November, December, wrap it up in your one personal year, because you really want to make sure that all of the flotsam and the jetsam from last year, from the conclusions, are really, really put to bed. All right. Because I dare say that when we don't clear the slate and and really start fresh within this one personal year, whatever is left over or just lingering or not cleared away. Sorry to say it this way, but I'm just going to be honest. It lingers in some capacity for the entire next cycle. Yeah, I mean it. 8 years, 8 more years. So I'm just saying, do it, get rid of it, take a deep breath. Don't let it linger around. You will be not so happy that you're like, really? Wasn't this what I was working on 9 years ago? Yeah. So get rid of it now if you can, please. So overall, November opens up the dance floor for you to, I don't know, little freestyle, little improv, have some fun, tap into your lightness, humor, infuse that attitude into everything you do, especially if things feel heavy, and be more solution oriented. And it is a time where you can really, really enjoy using your expressive ness in whatever way it comes out, being playful and having a little fun and socializing. Okay, so that's your forecast for the one personal year for November. And we've got a lot of great things going on over at FeliciaBender.com. We're going to have a webinar that we're going to be talking about the forecast for 2024. You could go see when that's going to be at FeliciaBender.com. We've always got some specials going on. If you want to know more about your life path, all the things are over there. So I'll meet you at FeliciaBender.com. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful November, and I'll see you back here next month.